Welcome to Across the Park podcast, the only place you can hear banter and debate from both sides of Stanley Park, whether it be blue or red. Sponsored by Their Clothing, Camper Kings UK, and affiliation with Betmate.
Hello everyone, welcome to Across the Park podcast. It's Friday morning and it's game on. So we've got a couple of our regular features for you today, and we'll also be covering a Betmate special for the Carabao Cup final, which is a £1 fantasy football game you can all get involved in. We'll be talking you through our picks. We'll be doing two of our usual features, which is Higher or Lower and Who Am I? So we're going to kick off with Higher or Lower, and I am the host this week, so I hope I don't disappoint. I know I've got a tough bar to rise to with Phil and Pricey's performances in recent weeks, but I'll try my absolute best. So just to explain to any of the listeners or viewers that haven't been privy to this feature before, it's where I will give a stat or give a number, something related to Everton or Liverpool. The lads will then get a chance to decide whether it's higher or lower. As I'm one of the Blues, it'll be Pricey on his own representing the Blues against Gary and Phil who representing the Reds. There is a bit of a mix this week, so I won't necessarily go to Red first, then Blue next. So sometimes if it's a Red stat, we'll go to the Blues first, then we'll give the Reds their chance to step in, because sometimes the Reds will give away the answer and vice versa. I've got a few mixes this week where it's Everton and Liverpool related. So I'm going to start with a topical one. So it's in relation to League Cup history, and it is Liverpool related. So I'm going to start with you, Pricey. Okay, so if Chelsea win the Carabao Cup this weekend, which me and Pricey will hope be open they do, it'll take their tally of League Cup final wins to 5. But they've been runners-up on 3 occasions in the same competition. Is Liverpool's runner-up tally higher or lower than 3?
They always seem to win whenever they play in that Carabao Cup final. So I'd say Liverpool's is lower, because I can't remember Liverpool losing it. To be honest, I remember them winning it a few times. Might be wrong on that, obviously.
As always, it's close. It is close. So
I'd say lower than 3 runners up.
Fair enough, Gary, Phil.
Well, one thing I do know is that United have won a lot more Carling Cups than us over the years. So
who's mentioned United?
Back in the day, what's that?
United. They said Chelsea.
You're playing Chelsea, Phil.
No,
not United.
I know. I'm giving reasoning here. If you listen, you'll learn. United.
Well, I'm
United
listening.
have won about twice. Freaking hell.
No,
United have won about twice.
I'm cutting you off, Phil, because you haven't won it. You have won the Carabao Cup more than anyone else, along with City. So that's why I was cutting you up before you embarrass yourself.
I might be thinking the FA Cup then. All right then, lower.
I'd go lower. I can only really remember the Man City one from a few years ago. They beat us on penalties. I don't know. Was it the League Cup? The Gerrard's own goal was that the League Cup against Chelsea? Wasn't it?
No, I think that was the FA, wasn't it? Because we won the League Cup under Dalglish, didn't we? Didn't we lose the FA Cup in that year?
Yeah, that was the Chelsea, but the League Cup was when Gerrard scored the own goal. Nunes scored the header for us. Antonio Nunes. Sure, that was the League Cup as well. Risa scored dead early on. I think that was. So there's 2.
He's going higher or lower.
That's 2 off the top of my head that I can remember. So, and it was 3 for Chelsea. Is that our only 2 defeats in the final? I'm saying it is. I'm saying lower as well. I think it's only 2 lower.
Okay, so the score after that round is 0-0. So Chelsea, as we said before, have been runners-up on 3 occasions. Liverpool have been runners-up on 4 occasions. So Chelsea could equal that, obviously, this weekend. We're hoping they don't, but they could do. Quite tight, actually. Yeah, Phil, I was sorry for interrupting you, but I didn't want you to go off on a tangent talking about how United have won more League Cups, where they've won less.
It might be. I'm thinking of the FA Cup. I think they've won like no more.
Yeah, so Liverpool have now won it 8 times. Man City have won it 8 times. Manchester United, Villa have won it 5 times along with United. Chelsea have also won it 5 times, and then there's Tottenham on 4, Forest, and so on. Goes down to 0 for Everton, just before the Reds. Okay, so another topical one. So I'm going to come to the Reds first this time. Manchester City's current unbeaten run against Everton stands at 10 consecutive games unbeaten. But Everton went on a similar unbeaten run between 1982 and 1989. But was this streak higher or lower than the current one held by Man City?
What is this against Man City?
Yeah, so in head-to-heads, City are now 10 games unbeaten against us on the bounce. We went on a similar run in the 80s, but was that streak higher or lower than the Man City's current one? It was between 1982 and 1989.
Is this when Everton weren't too bad of a team? Must be, mustn't it?
I'm not going to correct you there, Gary. I'm just not taking that bait.
I'd go probably
I reckon
higher.
Play the man here, Gary.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Go higher, because why would he want to inflict more pain and misery on Everton?
Fair enough. So you're going higher.
Maybe he's
higher. I was going to say higher myself for probably the same reason, but I'll make a game of it and say lower.
Well done for making a game of it, Pricey. It's 1-0 to that streak.
Psychology.
Exactly. That streak was 9 games. So we went 9 games unbeaten against Man City between 1982 and 1989. I'll have to point out, again, just being fair and helping everyone at home, Man City have registered a lot more victories during that streak. And the last 9 games on the bounce, City have won, whereas there's quite a few draws dropped in there.
Scraping.
Sorry, Blues. Okay, so this one is a little bit of a mix. So just to balance it up, I'll go to Pricey first. So I suppose it is a bit of a mix, really. So this is related to debut appearances and the youngest player to make their debut. Jose Baxter made his debut at the age of 16 years and 161 days, Everton's youngest player to appear in a competitive game. Was Jerome Sinclair's age higher or lower when he made his first team appearance? So he's the youngest player to represent Liverpool in a competitive game. I know Price is probably thinking that it's James Vaughan, but that's a Premier League appearance. So this is just a competitive game. So Josie Baxter was 16 and 161 days. As always, I'm sure you'll guess it's close. Jerome Sinclair made his debut for Liverpool. He's the youngest player to play a competitive game for them. Was his age higher or lower than Josie Baxter's?
I've got no idea. And as you say, it's going to be close, isn't it? So let's just opt for higher, just as a random guess.
Do you think Jerome
Sinclair... Got none to go off.
Older?
I think he was older.
Phil, Gary?
I've got no idea.
Yeah.
I don't know how old he was. I feel like just to try and get the point back, just to go lower.
Phil, you happy with that?
I was, because we do these ourselves, I was looking at this the other week, but I was only comparing Jerome Sinclair to other Liverpool players, not Everton players. So, yeah, it's a tough one, but I'll go with Gary.
Well done. It's 1-1. Jerome Sinclair was 16 years and 6 days, so there's actually quite a bit between them. 155
That's a baby,
days.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
It is, yeah, absolutely. So Jerome Sinclair was 16 and 6 days, so the answer was lower, and the Reds were right. So we're now at 1-1, and we've got 2 questions to go, but one of them is a chance to get a bonus point. So it could end up in a draw here. So this is Everton and Liverpool related again. We're going across this time to the FA Cup. Everton have appeared in 13 FA Cup finals in their history. Are Liverpool's FA Cup final appearances higher or lower than Everton's?
Who's that going to first, then?
That's going to the Reds, isn't it? Because you were first, Pricey, last time.
13. This is the one where I think we've won 8 or 9. 8, I think. I'm going to say, do you reckon we've lost more than half?
I don't know. I don't reckon we have. I reckon it's lower than 13. I reckon we've won more than we've lost.
Okay, that will put it probably below, just below.
We'll
Okay,
go
let's go
Liverpool
with
lower. Less final appearances.
Liverpool have got less final appearances.
So Everton's was 13, Pricey.
Liverpool have 13 finals, FA Cup finals. Yeah, I'd say lower as well. I don't think they've lost more than they've won either.
Okay. You're both incorrect. It's 14. So Liverpool have actually won 7 FA Cups, but they've appeared in 14 finals. So it's 50-50. So we're still 0-0 going into the last question. Okay, and again, this is a double header. It's both sides. But I'm going to start with Pricey this time. Okay, so the biggest competitive victory. You'll have to bear with me this one. I need to get this right. Don't give the answer away. This will be the first time we've done this quiz without giving an answer away. We'll get this one right. Biggest competitive victory registered by Everton was a 10-1 victory against Rotherham in 1899. Liverpool's biggest winning margin was by the same. Liverpool's was the same winning margin, but was their winning margin higher or lower?
That doesn't make sense, does it?
Doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Not the way he says it.
The same winning margin, but was it higher or lower?
Sorry, the same
the overall score?
Right, didn't make sense. Yeah. Did Liverpool score more or less goals in their
okay, so Liverpool, I think.
Yeah, so the same winning margin. Both teams basically have won by 9 goals at their biggest victory.
Yeah, so was it 9-0 or was it 11-2 or something like that? Basically?
Yeah, so I'd say Liverpool's is 9-0, whatever that is. Whether that's higher or lower, I got lost, but I'd say Liverpool's is at 9-0.
Is the bonus for who the team is?
There's no point now, is that? Because it's 0-0 anyway. It's 1-1. It's a draw, and so whoever gets it, gets it.
No,
I think I can see it. Go on, Gary.
I think it was 9-0 against Crystal Palace.
So you're saying lower as well.
But that's why I was saying is the bonus point for the team, because I think it's Crystal Palace. Not certain, but just something rings a bell.
Why would I guess Palace myself? Because I don't know that Palace 9-0. That's not. It's not. It's like no. Not like a history one, is it?
You think we 11-2, Phil? I can't ever remember an 11.
No, I can't remember one, no. I feel like I might have seen it somewhere, but no, I can't remember it. I do remember Palace 9 seeing that. So let's go with that.
I think 9 is the biggest one. Okay, so the good thing for me, the good thing for me is it is a draw because you're both the same answer. But once again, I messed up the last question. So it didn't change it. I made up. It didn't change it. So what I read out was Liverpool's biggest victory, which was 10-1 against Rotherham. Everton's biggest victory was 11-2 against Derby. So I was supposed to read that when I was there. So the questions are even, but you're both wrong anyway.
If you'd have said it the other way, though, I'd have said higher.
Yeah, exactly.
The listeners are fuming though. He was like, I would have known that.
What's going on here? So for the listeners' benefit and anyone who's into trivia, Everton's biggest victory in a competitive game was 11-2 against Derby in 1890, which was the one I was supposed to read out first. Liverpool's biggest competitive victory was 10-1 against Rotherham. So both by the same margin, but Everton scored more goals. So technically Everton win. Right, I'm going to have to get another question here because that was a disaster, that one. Right, okay, let me just get a quick one then. So someone want to fill the space with the Betmate one while I get this last question? A Betmate game for this weekend. Anyone? Any takers?
Go on then.
Fill the space.
So obviously with Betmate, you've got to pick 6 players for your team, but you can only have 4 from one team. We're just doing the final this weekend. Or we're not actually doing it. Is it our game this weekend?
No, it's just a £1. It's a Betmate game, but it's £1 to play. So it's a nice one for us to get involved with, and a good friendly game for our listeners who want to.
So that's the catch. You can only pick 4 Liverpool players or 4 Chelsea players, and then 2 at the other, plus your subs. So what are the 4 you're thinking, Gary? You always go Fabinho, don't you?
Yeah, most of the time. I think, to be honest, though, against Chelsea, I hate to say it, but Kante normally gets the better in the midfield.
That's everyone.
Especially with the interceptions and things like that. So I don't know whether I'd go for both of them this week. If he's fit, Kante and Fabinho. But on the Liverpool side, I don't think you can look much past Salah, Trent. I'd be tempted to maybe put their keeper in just because I feel like we'll pepper their goal more than they will ours.
Yeah. But the thing is, if you've got to pick 3 Chelsea players, probably the keeper's a good bet. Kante's a good bet, isn't he?
Yeah. Just who else?
Yeah. What would Price go with, picking 4 Chelsea players?
I go with Kante definitely in midfield. I think he's guaranteed points in. As you say, the amount of interceptions and tackles he makes. I'd go for... I don't even know who's going to play up front for them, do you? Because Lukaku got dropped, didn't he? Because he was crap the week before. So I'll probably go for Pulisic because he's been all right, and I'd probably put him in.
He normally causes us a few problems as well.
He always scores him. Yeah.
And then I'd probably go for the Chelsea goalie. If I was picking 3 Chelsea players, I'd pick their goalie as well. It'll probably be Kepa though, won't it? I think he's been playing in the cup. It'll be Kepa, won't it? I think he's been playing in the cup.
Yeah.
He's always prone to a bit of a mistake as well, though, isn't he? So swings and roundabouts, I suppose.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
You managed to get a ticket, Gary?
Nah,
no.
Still not. Still got the feelers out there, but
they're
like bloody gold dusties. Worse than the European Cup finalists.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's. I mean, if you do get to the European Cup final, which I'm hoping you don't, obviously the venue will be changed now, won't it? So it might make it easier for Liverpool.
No,
fans.
I mean, there's less tickets going about for this than there normally is for the European Cup final.
Yeah, and that's all I was saying is the only compensation I guess is if you get there, you might have a chance of going there. Now, so I know a lot of Reds were real now because of the travel. Just on the Betmate one before I get this question, because I've got one ready now, which is perfect. I agree. I'm tempted to go with Jorginho. He got rested in the week, but he didn't play in the week. He takes their penalties. He's another player who obviously gets up and down the pitch.
It's Liverpool, Judge. We get the pens.
Just hoping the luck swings the other way. He obviously is. He's a player for the big occasions, isn't he? He's done it for Italy and whatever. I think Jorginho is a good little pick. I think it'll be him and Kante in midfield. I'll probably pick Jorginho and Fabinho. I fancy Kante for the yellow cards, which is why I'm not going with Kante. I think he'll be prime for the yellow cards. He'll probably get asked to go and do a job on doubling up on one of the forwards, I think. But maybe I'm overanalyzing that, which is not unusual. Okay, so the last question then. I really hope you can't go for the same answer here because it'll just obviously be a draw anyway. So we're trying to get a victory here. So we're going to go with all-time goal scorers. Now I'm not going to go to the top of the list because I think both of you know the very top of the list. So I'm going to go for players that are on a similar tally, and let's see how good your knowledge is on that particular list. So Michael Owen registered 158 goals for Liverpool in his career. Graham Sharp is up there in the goal charts for Everton. But did he register? Was his goal tally, and this is for the Reds first, higher or lower than Michael Owen's of 158?
Neither of us are going to know the answer to this, Phil. So
first.
What you've got to do here is he playing mind games on the sense that he wants Everton to go out on a high, or is it another reverse psychology one?
I think he's their top goal scorer, if I remember rightly.
He's not.
No, he's definitely not.
No. I think the introduction when Judgy said I'm not going to say the top goal scorers probably gave that away.
It's too early for me, this. Well, too early for me. Tell by my eyes. I haven't woke up.
So it's
I'll say
158.
Michael Owen higher.
I'll say Michael Owen's higher as well.
Once bitten, twice shy. Go on.
Well, you want me to go different, don't you? For
It'd be nice, but look, I'm not condoning you losing the quiz if you don't have to.
Go on, I'll just go the opposite just to make a game of it.
So you're going Sharpies higher?
Yeah.
It's higher or lower than Michael Owen. So Michael Owen's 158. The Reds reckon.
Well, I think Sharp's lower. That's what I think.
So
What did they say? I forgot what they even said. No, someone just.
Yeah, we said the same.
So
Yeah, so I'll go the opposite to them. At least we get a winner, won't we? We can all go home.
20 more
Okay, so
questions.
what's the answer here? So Michael Owen was 158. Are you going
Sharp's higher then? Sharp's higher.
Blues get Z cars on in the car.
Bloody hell, coercion at the highest level, eh?
159. Couldn't be any closer. Graham Sharp registered 159 goals in his Everton career. Michael Owen was 158. I was just like looking for the players that were both similar, as close as they could be, and they couldn't be any closer. So Graham Sharp 159, Michael Owen 158. As Mills always says, the Blues, you can throw Z cars on. Hopefully he'll keep it on until Sunday night after an Everton victory and a Liverpool defeat. But yeah, we've obviously touched on the Betmate feature.
He can't be too far down the list for you.
He's second. He's second. Dixie Dean's 383.
Oh yeah, Dixie Dean. You don't count him, lad. You don't count Dixie Dean.
Yeah, I'm sure British football will disagree with you, like. But anyway, so we've obviously spoken with the Betmate feature. If you haven't already got it, get on the app. Betmate from your app store or your Google Play store. I don't know what the Google version is because I haven't got an Android phone. But get on it. It's £1 this week to play. And I think if it's the first, I'm sure the first time you download the app, you get a free game anyway. So if you don't fancy spending £1, no worries. If it's your first game, go and get involved. We do get a good involvement in our games, and it's good banter while the game's going on with your mates for a quid. So get involved if you want to. Next game then. So we've got Who Am I, Gary? Again, a long-standing feature for us. Talk the listeners or viewers through it before you kick off the quiz.
Basically, I've just got a player from the history of Liverpool and a player from the history of Everton. I'll give 5 clues for each. And you just hand up if you know the answer. Don't give it away before the end of the quiz, just for the listeners so that they can get the full 5 clues. But yeah, I'll start with... I've got the Everton one on top here, so I'll go with the Everton one first. This will go to the Blues because there's no point with Phil because it's unlikely that he'll get it, and same vice versa. So this player, he signed for Everton in 2002.
2002. So that
gives you the year.
Just before David Moyes and David Moyes was in charge then, wasn't he? 2001.
I think that season, 2002, 2003 season, wasn't it, Moyes?
I think it was slightly before that.
Was it?
Yeah. So I always go back to like 2 previous managers. Kendall left in 98. Then obviously Walter Smith come in. Smith was there for like 3 years, wasn't he? So it was like 2001 that David Moyes come in. So it was probably just on the... David Moyes was definitely in charge. Definitely.
Okay. He played 220 games, scored 8 goals.
I've got an idea.
I was going to say he's not a forward, but Evan at that time he still might have been.
I've got an idea.
Could be Ferguson with that record.
I've got an idea, and there's 2 players in my mind at the moment. One of them I think scored more goals than that. And my thinking price is they both played in wide areas, but they were not particularly exciting wingers. There's 2 players I'm thinking of here. Remember who Moyes used to play wide early on? Yeah, so I'm thinking one of them. Go on, okay. Gary's nodding, so I think he thinks I might be on the right track here.
3rd clue. This player was relegated from the Premier League in 2014.
I think I know who it is.
Is he Welsh? No,
I think he's Irish, isn't he?
The player left...
We're not going to kill it, just for the benefit of the listeners who are playing along. We're not going to give the answer away.
You haven't given it away, don't worry.
Okay, good. I might have got it then.
Fourth clue. He left Everton on loan to Fenerbahce.
Ooh. That's completely threw me, that. Look, I'll be honest now, obviously, Gary confirmed that I wasn't right. I was thinking like Kilban, Steve Watson, not possibly Carsley, but they're all out the window. On loan to Fenerbahce.
Fenerbahce on loan. Moyes signed him.
It's a midfielder.
He got relegated from the Premier League in 2014.
Yes.
Oh no! I thought I was thinking Joseph Yobo for a minute. Then
I thought that until the relegated and get relegated, did he?
I know, and that's why I thought Kilban might have got relegated with Sunderland.
Fifth and final clue. His career honours is only an AFCON win with Nigeria in 2013.
So, did Yobo get? Did Yobo?
Who did he get relegated with?
I think it was Norwich. I haven't written it down on my list, but I think he went to Norwich for a very brief spell and went down.
You know what? I do remember him going on loan with someone, and then he maybe come back, and then obviously
It was
he went to Fenerbahce on loan, or for a while, didn't he?
No, but it was a loan spell to wherever he went in 2004.
Yeah, I think it was like January where we loaned him out somewhere. He was just I think it was when he wasn't fit. He was struggling to get fit all the time, and he was like coming back in spits and spurts, and we loaned him to someone. I can't. Millsy, you definitely remember who we loaned it to. It could have been Norwich, but 2014, it could have been. Yeah, could have been a number of clubs. But yeah, Joseph Yobo. I love Joey Yobo when he first come through.
He went through stages, didn't he? I remember Evertonians loving him, then hating him, then loving him again.
He was obviously wasn't the best on the ball. Like in possession, he was pretty dreadful, but he was dead athletic, wasn't he? And we didn't have many of those players around that time. They were all old centre backs, weren't they?
Yeah, he was fast and aggressive, weren't he? Which was decent. Yeah. Just looking, it was Norwich that he went to. He played 8 appearances for Norwich.
Fair, good one, that guys. Good one. Definitely.
Not like you, Gary. Go on.
This is a tough one for Phil, I'll be honest.
And it's a tough one for Phil. Memory, that's a goldfish.
I don't think I'd have got this off these clues until the very last clue. Okay, so this player signed for Liverpool in 2000.
Right, I'm the underdog. Good.
Go on, and
signed for Liverpool in 2000. Well, okay, yeah, that was well, was it Gerard Houlier's first window? Because he made a bunch of signings. I've got a good idea who they all were. Or is it the window before that? I think that's the Gerard Houllier window where he brought Oncho, Ipia, Westerveld, Babel, I think maybe. Go on.
Okay, he played 11 games, scoring no goals.
Wow.
11 games.
Would this be like that window, Phil, where you find some of those like French bloody, there's a couple of them.
Pongole and all that.
And Bruno.
The news of Danin, weren't he?
Yeah. Or was that Giroud?
That was Giroud.
Was that Giroud, was it?
That's the window I'm talking about, but...
Okay, next clue. He was labelled the news of... I'm only messing.
Bruno Giroud, good show.
He was loaned out 4 times before he eventually left in 2005 to Portsmouth.
I know Glenn Johnson went to Portsmouth, but it's definitely not him because he played more games than that.
Sorry, say that again. I'm getting bad reception problems.
Okay, he was loaned out
again, Gary, because I'm struggling with my reception a bit.
He was loaned out 4 times before eventually leaving in 2005 to Portsmouth.
That's a proper delay that I can hear how long
it takes. I can as well.
Nice of Phil to join us from Australia, isn't it?
Loaned out 5 times. So it wasn't like he was injured then. What's happening is I can't hear anything, and then it comes really, really fast, like sped up. Weird.
That's
sorry to the listeners. Go on, Gary, give me another clue.
This is what it's like to live in Phil's head.
Okay. This player was a French defender.
French defender.
I'm absolutely flummoxed here.
Wasn't it? Oh no. Bernard Diamine.
I was going to say that, yeah.
Wow, that's a shock.
Incorrect.
Is that the last clue?
No, well, last clue. I wouldn't have got it up until now, but I'd have got it off this last clue. He won the free kick that led to Gary Mack's last-minute winner in the derby.
Oh, Gary, this is one of Gary's most memorable games. To be fair, I think this was like, correct me if I'm wrong, Gary. This was like your first, not your first, but like.
Yeah, it was one of my favourite derbies. To be fair.
Yeah. You were still quite young though, weren't you? Weren't you like 10 or
11, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to kick myself here. When you say defender, centre half, or could he be a left back?
Just give you enough clues there, Phil.
No, I don't know it. I'm sorry, I don't know it.
He was a left back. I'll give you that. See if you get it. Then.
Oh, I think I know it. I think I know it.
Not in Suez. He was Argentinian, wasn't he?
No.
He was later as well. He was under Rafa.
Yeah, I can see him as well. Go on. I'm not gonna get it, but
okay. The answer.
Go on.
Gregory Vignal.
Vignal, yeah.
Oh God, yeah.
He was one of Hugh's first signings as well.
Yeah.
Like one of his first signings.
He was in that window with them players, yeah.
Brilliant. So, nice one, Gary. Good one again. Some of you will have seen this little banner. For the benefit of the listeners, you won't see it. It says if you subscribe to our YouTube channel, you have the chance to win free prizes and monthly draws. I'm conscious the monthly draw hasn't happened yet, so this will be the first of those monthly draws. So the first of the monthly draws is going to be a red prize. It's a free prize. All you need to do to be in the draw is to subscribe to our YouTube channel. What we'll do is we'll get all of the kind of tags or all of the whatever your YouTube name is or whatever, and then we'll do it in like a roulette, and we'll just pick one person out. So the first prize is a Liverpool one, and it's a signed shirt, framed shirt from Robbie Fowler. It's got a certificate of authentication, a picture of Robbie signing it. I won it quite some time ago at a sportsman's dinner, if I'm honest, but it's not got pride of place in my house, as you can imagine. So that is a prize. Now, if you're an Evertonian, obviously, you can give it away to your uncle, your cousin, your best mate or whatever, because we've all got those horrible people in our lives. So yeah, if you're not a subscriber of the YouTube channel, subscribe. All you have to do is jump onto our YouTube channel, log in with your email, and just click subscribe at the bottom. If you want to get your wife to do it, or your sister or whatever, if you're not into YouTube, or your daughter or brother or whatever, then that's fine as well. We'll be announcing the winner in 2 weeks' time. Okay, so we'll keep tapping away on our shows. The next prize will be an Everton one, and he's an absolute football legend as well. So we've got an Everton and a Liverpool prize coming up in the next month. All you have to do to be in the draw is subscribe. If you want to try and cheat the system a little bit, you can get several people to subscribe as well. Get all your mates to subscribe who maybe don't even listen to our channel, but hopefully they will listen then, because they'll get those little alerts and they'll start doing the heads in. So yeah, that's the prize for this month. It's a signed shirt from Robbie Fowler. The Liverpool fans call him God. I've got other names for him that I'm not going to put on this show. But thanks for listening to Game On. Hope you enjoy your weekend. Blues, massive game for us this weekend against Man City at home. We'll take a draw. Give us it now and we'll walk away with it. Liverpool, obviously, good luck to those. Well, not good luck. Enjoy your day at Wembley, travelling down. I hope as many of you as possible get a ticket and you enjoy most of the game apart from the result. Thanks for listening and watching Across the Bar podcast. Catch you all next week.